The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling is one of my favorite Disney movies and has the overall theme of perseverance and overcoming all odds. The story was inspired by British imperialism in India, and Mowgli, the main character, contains a lot of symbolism because he is believed to represent the British. In the story, Mowgli defeats Shere Khan, which symbolizes the British overthrowing corruption in India. In this reading, we reach the story where Mowgli takes matters into his own hands and defeats his archenemy, Shere Khan the Tiger, once and for all. Akela, Akela, said Mowgli, clapping his hands. I might have known that thou wilt not forget me. We have big work in hand. Cut the herd in two, Akela. Keep the cows and calves together and the bulls and plow buffaloes by themselves. The two wolves ran, ladies' chain fashion, in and out of the herd, which snorted and threw up its head, separated into two clumps. In one, the cow buffalo stood with her calves in the center, and glared and pawed, ready, if a wolf would only stay still, to charge down and trample the life out of him. In the other, the bulls and young bulls snorted out and stamped, but though they looked more imposing, they were much less dangerous, for they had no calves to protect. No 6 men could have divided the herd so neatly. What orders? Panted Akela. They're trying to join again. Mowgli slipped onto Rama's back. Drive the bulls away to the left, Akela. Gray Brother, when we are gone, hold the cows together and drive them into the foot of the ravine. How far? Said Gray Brother, panting and snapping. Till the sides are higher than the Shere Khan can jump, shouted Mowgli. Keep them there till we come down. The bulls swept off as Akela bade, and Gray Brother stopped in front of the cows. They charged down on him, and he ran just before them to the foot of the ravine, as Akela drove the bulls far to the left. Well done, another charge, and they are fairly started. Careful, now careful, Akela. A snap too much, and the bulls will charge. Hoo-yah! This is 55 wilder work than driving back the buck. Didst thou think these creatures could move so swiftly? Mowgli called. I have hunted these two in my time, gasped Akela in the dust. Shall I turn them into the jungle? Ay, swiftly turn them. Rama is mad with rage. Oh, you could only tell him what I need of him to do today. The bulls were turned, to the right this time, crashed into the standing thicket. The other herd, children, watching with the cattle half a mile away, hurried to the village as fast as their legs could carry them, crying that the buffaloes had gone mad and run away. But Mowgli's plan was simple enough. All he wanted to do was to make a big circle uphill and get at the head of the ravine, and then take the bulls down and catch Shere Khan between the bulls and the cows. For he knew that after a full meal and a full drink, Shere Khan would not be in any condition to fight or to clamber up the sides of the ravine. He was soothing the buffaloes now by voice, and Akela had dropped far to the rear, only whimpering once or twice to hurry the rear guard. It was long circle, for they did not wish to get too near the ravine and give Shere Khan warning. At last, Mowgli rounded up the bewildered herd at the head of the ravine on a grassy patch that sloped steeply down the ravine itself. From that height, you could see across the tops of the trees down the plain below, but what Mowgli looked at was the sides of the ravine, and he saw with a great deal of satisfaction that they ran nearly straight up and down, while the vines and creepers that hung above them would not give foothold to the tiger who wanted to clamber out. Let them breathe, Akela, he said, holding up his hand. They have not winded him yet. Let them breathe. I must tell Shere Khan who comes, we have him in the trap. He put his hands to his mouth, shouted down the ravine. It was almost like shouting down a tunnel, and the echoes jumped from rock to rock. After a long time, there came back the drawling, sleepy snarl of a full-fed tiger just wakened. Who calls? Said Shere Khan, and a splendid peacock fluttered up out of the ravine, screeching. I, Mowgli, cattle thief, it is time to come to the council rock. Down, hurry them, down, Akela, down, Rama, down. The herd paused for an instant at the edge of the slope, but Akela gave tongue in the full hunting yell, and they pitched over one after the other. Just as steamers shoot rapids, the sand and stones spurted up around them. Once started, there was no chance of stopping. And before they were fairly in the bed of the ravine, Rama winded Shere Khan and bellowed. "Ha ha," Mowgli said on his back, "now thou knowest." And the torrent of black horns, foaming muzzles, and staring eyes whirled down the ravine just as boulders go down in a flood time. The weaker buffaloes being shouldered out to the sides of the ravine, where they tore through the creepers. They knew what business was before them, and the terrible charge of the buffalo herd against which no tiger can hope to stand. Shere Khan heard the thunder of the hooves, picked himself up, and lumbered down the ravine, looking from side to side for some way of escape, but the walls of the ravine were straight, and he had to hold on, heavy with his dinner and drink, willing to do anything rather than fight. The herd splashed through the pool he had just left, bellowed till the narrow cut rang. Mowgli heard an answering bellow from the foot of the ravine, saw Shere Khan turn. The tiger knew if the worst came to worst, it was better to meet the bulls and the cows with their calves. And then Rama tripped, stumbled, and went on again over something soft, and, with the bulls at his heels, crashed full into the other herd, while the weaker bulls were lifted clean off their feet by the shock of the meeting. The charge carried both herds out into the plain, goring and stamping and snorting. Mowgli watched this time and slipped off Rama's neck, laying about him right and left with his stick. "Quick, Akela, break them up, scatter them, or they'll be fighting one another. Drive them away, Akela. Hi, Rama, hi, hi, hi. My children, softly now, softly, it is all over now." Akela and Gray Brother ran to and fro, nipping the buffalo's legs, and though the herd wheeled once to charge up the ravine again, Mowgli managed to turn Rama, and the others followed him to the wallows. Shere Khan needed no more trampling. He was dead, and the kites were coming up for him already. "Brothers, that was a dog's death," said Mowgli, feeling for the knife he always carried in a sheath around his neck now that he lived with men. But he would never have shown a fight. His hide will look well on the council rock. We must get to work swiftly.